Sebastian Rogers is an autistic boy. He's 15 years old. He's been missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee. And everybody has been looking for him. Everybody. He is 5 foot 5 inches tall. He weighs 120 pounds. Sandy blonde hair, and he wears glasses. And again, there is none, no footprint of him whatsoever.
You think back, and there might have been a reason he was possibly upset, or something outside that could have enticed him to go outside. Was there anything that came to mind?
We've been combing over that day and even the weeks before he left, and I hadn't been able to figure it out. That morning he was laughing, he was joking. Everyone we were around that day agreed that he seemed like he was in a good mood. He was behaving.
This boy, I've done told y'all, reminds me of my son that had autism, that is my third son. And he disappeared right down the road from part of where my family lives. And I take all of these cases serious. I am not playing about anything right now.
The original thinking was that Sebastian Rogers left home on his own, but the fact that he disappeared without a trace now has authorities looking into the very real possibility of foul play.
I'm not trying to accuse them of anything. I'm trying to tell you how suspicious they are now becoming.
Your theory.
I think it's possible that someone has my son. I think it's possible that someone has my son. I think it's possible that someone has my son.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome in. Thank you for being here on this beautiful Saturday, October 18th, 2025. We got some stuff to talk about today. Hello, Janice. Hello. Welcome in. Thank you for being here again. I wanted to talk to y'all. Justice for Sebastian. Hello. Welcome, everybody. And we have Kimberly. Hello, Kimberly. Good to see you. Hello, Andrea. Welcome. Hello. I wanted to talk to y'all today about Sebastian. Wait, what? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Bo, hello, Bo. Hello. Let's see what we got going on. Dawn, Emery, hello. Lady Q, welcome. Hello. Thank you for being here again. Thank you to all my mods for being here again. I just come sometimes on the whim of things. Thank you. And thank you for my subs for jumping right back in here. Thank you. Peggy, thank you for being here. Hello again. Hello. I'll put all them green hearts in here for Sebastian. Hello, Mamo. It's good to see you. Hello. And Kelly, hello. Kelly, hey. Good to see you. Funny face, Brenda. Good to see you too. Michelle's Jury. Hello. Trying to go down the line here. Hello, Terry Parker. Hello. Sorry, y'all. I'm kind of going slow. Rose Reed. Hello. Let's see who else. Who else we got here? Sorry, y'all. Excuse me. I am so sorry. I love to see all them green hearts. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. And we need the audio clean up. We need the audio cleaned up. Is something wrong with the audio? Mamaw, thank you for becoming a new member. Thank you. I appreciate you. Woo. Thank you. Welcome to the Smiley Squad. Woohoo. Thank you for this being a member of the Smiley Squad. Hold on just a minute. I want to show y'all too. Also, I haven't showed y'all yet. Geez Louise, honey, where's my buttons? I got on I showed y'all before, but I did not show y'all on. I'm going to promote the hoodie today. I'm going to promote the hoodie. So y'all can go over. This is on Seth's, the hoodie, and y'all can, my mods can drop the link. Hey, Holly, y'all can drop the link. Very comfortable, very, very comfortable. Family, okay, so, y'all can drop the link to Seth's page, and this is the hoodie. I know Pig Fest is coming up, and there's t-shirts over there. There's coffee mugs. Don't be laughing. Don't be laughing at me, Bo. Listen, the Pig Fest is coming up, honey. The Pig Fest. And it's going to be chilly out there, up there in Tennessee, up there in Tennessee. Look, they be wearing hoodies in California. This is soft. This is real soft. I didn't even look. I don't have a shirt under here. I took my shirt off because I'm in Florida. It's honey, but it's hot here, but they be wearing hoodies in California. I don't know how they be getting away with that. But anyway, it's all the things. Donna, hey Donna, hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. There you go, lady. Thank you. And there you go. I'm going to promote Seth today. We're going to talk. We got to talk. Honey, baby, hello. Hello. Reba Thompson, hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome in. Let's see. Turning colder tonight. I thought you said you was turning older, honey. We all turn in a day older, but it's turning colder. Yeah, y'all, it's turning cold. How many are going to the Pig Fest? How many is going to the Pig Fest? Some of you might not want to say, but y'all can be a walking billboard. I got mine pretty fast. I can't remember now, but I got mine like really fast. Hey, Tennessee nurse. Hello, everybody. Don't have my glasses. Honey, I got my this is the second pair. I'm having problems. I'm having 99 problems, and eye problems is one of them. And I am telling you what, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it no more. Let's get on my nerves. My last nerve. Anyway, so don't worry if you got glasses or you don't. It's fine. It ain't no thing around here. So anyway, I'm glad y'all are all in here. I'm looking around to see, and y'all in the bushes. Hello. I tagged some of y'all because I thought it was the proper thing to do. All of Sebastian's army, and I tagged a few extra just in case. We don't want to leave anybody out. Lady for Justice, hello. Good to see you. Good to see you, honey. Good to see you. Good to see you all. God, they're making this smaller. I don't want to hit the wrong button. Nicey Marie, hello. Good to see you. You wish you can. You can't travel. It's okay. It's okay. Listen, green hearts, prayers, pass out the flyers. I got one of the old flyers here. But anyway, pass out the flyers, pass them around, share, still share. Seth understands. Everybody understands. Becky, hello. Because in my opinion, it's okay. Plus, he is on private property because he wasn't there. Would be a lot more settings him same way in Alaska. All we can do is keep hope alive. Hey, Cyber Warrior everybody coming in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you all being here. I'm glad to see you all. I see what y'all all like to talk about. You love to talk about Sebastian. Everybody loves to talk about Sebastian. See, I know you do. I can see, I can tell my numbers go up. But Smiley's not the one about, it don't have to be about, for me, about the numbers. It's not about the money. It's not about the numbers. It's not about what sells. That's not it. Okay. My heart is always with Summer. It's always with Sebastian. Those are the two. It's my two. I don't want to say favorite, but it's the two that I come in on when Summer was, she's not over, but when it died down, I said I would never do another one. And then Sebastian was my second one. And then so on, I started spreading out and kept on and on and on. I know I kept confusing y'all. But I just spread out. I just had a thing for the victims. And I'm just like, I gotta speak. I gotta do this. I gotta do it. And, it didn't matter. My numbers went down, whatever. But look, I got to do what I got to do. But I don't just dwell on one thing. Everybody needs a voice, even if it's heartbreaking or it gets old or it's nothing to talk about or nothing new. I just can't. Everybody, hey Tam, hello, everybody. But I see what's going on. I clearly see what's going on. Okay, Trish, hello, everybody. I'm so excited to see everybody. But these are my number two. These are my two. Will always be my two. Will always be my heart. Always. But I can't. Hey, Seth. Hello. But I can't just thrive on something that there's no new information. But recently, in the last day or so, something new come out, and it's just kind of heartbreaking to me. And to me, it's misinformation. It's misinformation. I'm not about all the misinformation. Now, last night, and I don't want to. I'm not trying to. I don't want to call out creators and that. I'm not even here for that. I'm not here for that. Okay, I'm not here for that. But I'm like, what? Now, last night I wasn't really thinking about it because I was so tired. Hey, Laura, I was like so tired. So I listened to half of it, and I fell asleep. I was asked about it earlier in my live today, and I'm like, yeah, it was an early addict. I mean, I said it. I'm listening, and I'm like, I got to go back and listen to it. So I got off a little bit, and I'm like, I couldn't get through 5 minutes of it. I'm like, what? What in the hell? What in the HAIL? What in HAIL is going on? And I'll be honest with you. I text Seth, and he did get back with me, but I'm like, can you give me the short version of what's going on, man? And he I'll be honest, he might not only say this, he called me back, but it was a little bit, but before he called me back, y'all know I jumped through the hoops, and I'm like, oh, hell no. I listened to about five minutes of it, and I'm like, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is so wrong. This is wrong. I'm like, I ain't listening to no more, honey. And so I got my little story together, and I'm like, where did this come from? Tam, I love you. I love you too. Thank you for being a member for 15 months. Tam here. We used to bug Tam here and go, Tam here? Really, Kathy Bauer socks? It's not. We love you, Tam. But, I'm just, by the time he called, I'm like, no, I got it. I'm going live. I got the gist of what's going on. I didn't catch it last night. Let's see what he said. Let's see. I caught Seth. See, my glasses will catch some things now. Let's see. I caught Seth. Hold on a minute. Let's see. Where'd he go? Oh, where'd he go? There he goes. Oh, wait a minute. I had him up. Hold on. He said, he is just another CP. Yeah. Grifting off your son. Yeah. So, but by the time he called, I mean, he can testify to that. I said, nope, I got it. I don't even need to know, because I heard about 5 minutes of it. I'm like, what is going on? Never mind. I got my show. I'm like, And then, I told Millie and them, I'm like, look, I'm going live. They never usually get a notice, but they got a notice today, a little bit of a notice. I'm like, I'm going live. I don't, I know y'all heard me talking today, and I got it. I don't know if we're in the twilight zone or not, but I got it. And Nerdy Addict, if you're listening, I'm not trying to be rude to you, but you got it wrong, honey. You got it wrong. And I got the receipts. I'm fixing to bring them, honey. I'm fixing to bring them. And I don't know who that lady was you got on your panel. I didn't get that far to listen to her. I heard something about she was a psychologist or I don't even know what she was, but she's wrong. Truth is the truth is the truth is the truth. Wrong. So sometimes you don't need a degree and books to have common sense. Where has everybody been almost 2 years? Where? Before I get started, hello, everybody. Welcome to Smiley's world. This is my world, and I'm Smiley. Okay, call me what you want. What does Chris say? Just gonna call me late for supper. Bullshit. Anyway, this is what I lose sleep over. This kind of stuff right here. First of all, I'm going to play one video first before I go into it. But I want to tell you, Sebastian Wayne, Drake Rogers, he's still missing, and that's the bottom line. Let's look at his face right here. You see his face? I like to put these little things up right here. My story is not over yet. I don't think you can see the yet on there, but I wrote yet. My story is not over yet, and it's not. Missing child, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. He is now 16 years old. He was 15 when he went missing last year from his Hendersonville, Tennessee home up there on Stafford Court under his mom's watch, right? The Apple Watch. Remember that? The Apple Watch that's missing. Okay. White, brown hair, brown eyes, 5'5", 120 pounds. They say he was barefoot. Okay. Sebastian was last seen on February 25th, 2024 in the area of Stafford Court in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Sumner County, that is Sumner County, Hendersonville, Tennessee. He has medical conditions that may impair his ability to return home safely without help and assistance. He is autistic. That is one of the conditions. Just one. Okay. We're unsure what he was wearing, but they said he was wearing all black and barefoot. Love my truck. I got that truck over there in the window now. Truck. Anyway, we're going to watch a video real quick. Let's watch it real quick. I got another video, but we're going to watch this one real quick, okay? Why do I got to straighten out everything? Let's go. Let's hear.
I put Sebastian's father, Seth, on the hot seat on national TV and asked him, would he be willing to take a polygraph? He said yes. He did take a polygraph. Straight back out to Seth Rogers. Joining us is Sebastian's father. And now joining us is a renowned polygrapher, Kendall Schule, former head of the entire FBI polygraph program in D.C., former special agent with the FBI in D.C. He is at Kendall Investigations. Also joining us, Tony Mathis, who is helping Seth Rogers as he walks this very, very rocky path. First of all, let me just get this out of the way. This is a yes/no, Kendall Schule. Did Seth Rogers pass his polygraph?
Yes, he did.
Did y'all hear that? Did you hear that? Did anybody hear that, or am I in the twilight zone? I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that right there for a minute because I didn't know. I was wondering, am I understanding this right? So was Nerdy Addict saying that Seth Rogers did not take a polygraph test? I mean, since I'm talking about him, I guess you're welcome to drop. I hate to put out false information, but I guess you're more than welcome, since I have the truth and the receipts here, especially by a former FBI agent, top notch, that performed on Nancy Grace, Seth's polygraph test. You're more than welcome if you wish to drop it, but I don't like putting out false information or channels who put out false information. But if you heard that crystal clear, we'll leave that there just a minute. I'm not going to play Nerdy's video, don't you worry. But if I heard that correctly, you can go hear it for yourself. I believe Nerdy was saying that Seth Rogers did not take a polygraph test. Now, I have nothing against Nerdy, but can we agree to disagree that, yes, Seth Rogers took a polygraph test on Nancy Grace? And from what I'm hearing right here, can we agree to disagree that Seth Rogers passed, per the FBI agent, his polygraph test on national TV, per that ex-FBI agent that administered the polygraph test by Nancy Grace and the FBI agent? Is that correct? Am I crystal clear? Because I wouldn't want to make a huge mistake like that. Hold on just a second. I want to be crystal clear.
We all remember that moment when I put Sebastian's father, Seth, on the hot seat on national TV and asked him, would he be willing to take a polygraph? He said yes. He did take a polygraph. Straight back out to Seth Rogers. Joining us is Sebastian's father. And now joining us is a renowned polygrapher, Kendall Schule, former head of the entire FBI polygraph program in D.C., former special agent with the FBI in D.C. He is at Kendall Investigations. Also joining us, Tony Mathis, who is helping Seth Rogers as he walks this very, very rocky path. First of all, let me just get this out of the way. This is a yes/no, Kendall Schule. Did Seth Rogers pass his polygraph?
Yes, he did.
Oh, what did anybody hear that? Are we crystal clear? Are we crystal clear? And do we understand who that is? Do we understand now? Because we like truth over here on this channel. They said yes. Who said yes? Who was it? I want to be crystal clear who said Seth Rogers, the father of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, passed his polygraph test. Can we be crystal clear who said that? Not just Nancy Grace. Who administered? Can we be crystal clear who said that? Do we have any problem understanding that? Anybody? Because I wouldn't want to confuse this with anybody. I mean, I usually go faster in my lives. I don't want to do that today. Nobody has any problems. I mean, none of the hate channels, nobody in the bushes, nobody that I tag. I mean, if Katie, Chris, anybody wants to come up here and say anything, do we have any problems? Do I need to drop my link? Do I have any trolls in here today telling me what I'm a liar I am and that I don't care about any of these kids? Anybody? Because I need to stay here for a minute. Is there anybody in the back of the room? Let me just play this one more time. I love this. Hold on just a minute.
Put Sebastian's father, Seth, on the hot seat on national TV and asked him, would he be willing to take a polygraph? He said yes. He did take a polygraph. Straight back out to Seth Rogers. Joining us is Sebastian's father. And now joining us is a renowned polygrapher, Kendall Schule, former head of the entire FBI polygraph program in DC, former special agent
Did y'all write
with
it down?
the FBI in DC.
Where?
He is at Kendall Investigations. Also joining us, Tony Mathis, who is helping Seth Rogers as he walks this very, very rocky path. First of all, let me just get this out of the way. This is a yes, no, Kendall Schule. Did Seth Rogers pass his polygraph?
Yes, he did.
Okay, Seth Rogers, tell me about going and taking the polygraph. We want to hear every single word because I've got a stack of nasty online posts about you failing, about you not going, blah, blah, blah. A lot of trolls chiming in. Let's get to the truth of that polygraph. Seth, what happened?
I showed up early for the polygraph. Mr. Kendall contacted me and told me that he'd be there well before the time that we had stated. So I showed up and I sat in the chair and let him attach those things to me and took the polygraph.
Have you ever had a polygraph before?
No, ma'am.
And what kind of questions did the polygrapher Kendall Schule ask you?
If I had ever wanted to harm anybody, if I ever wanted to hurt my son, if I had ever hurt my son, if I'd ever had anything to do with his disappearance.
Question. You said they hooked you up. What do you mean by that, Seth Rogers?
I might have to play that one 5 times in or 11 times, as they say. They ask him what? Did y'all hear that? Because some are out there going to say, well, it's all what they ask him. What did he say? What did he say? What did they ask him? I think that would cover it, whether he was at work or whether he took a 2-hour break or can anybody hear? Let me rewind it just a little bit, okay? Because I'm about fucking sick of this. Hold on.
With his disappearance.
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't do it far enough.
Ask you.
If I had ever wanted to harm anybody, if I ever wanted to hurt my son, if I had ever hurt my son, if I'd ever had anything to do with his disappearance.
They ask him what? They ask him what? They ask him what? No, I need y'all to answer me as an audience. They ask him what? If he ever had anything to do with what? What was the last question they asked him? And that FBI agent was sitting up there? He would have discredited Seth if that's not what he asked him. He asked him what? Issue, what are you asking? Are you asking what did they hook him up with? What the hell do you think they hooked him up with? They hooked him up with freaking wires. That's not what I'm asking right now. You're not asking the questions. I am. Hold your horses, please. I'll tell you when you can ask the questions. I'm asking for answers right now. What did they ask him? Did everybody hear that, or do I need to rewind it? Are we crystal clear? Hey, hillbilly. If you're timed out, you're not timed out. I see you. But if you got timed out, it's probably for asking a stupid question and you get stupid prizes. I am not here for that shit today. Do y'all not think that that covers Seth being at work or leaving work? I'm just asking. No, you was not answering my question. That's not what they said. And in, okay, I'll be fair. I'll be fair. I'll be fair. Hold on just a minute. In case your ears are stopped up, let's go back.
Contacted me and told me that he'd be there well before the time that we had stated. So I showed up and I sat in the chair and let him attach those things to me and took the polygraph.
Have you ever had a polygraph before?
No, ma'am.
And what kind of questions did the polygrapher Kendall Schewel ask you?
If I had ever wanted to harm anybody, if I ever wanted to hurt my son, if I had ever hurt my son, if I'd ever had anything to do with his disappearance.
Right there. Right there. Did you hear the questions? Issue. Did you hear the questions? Did you hear the questions crystal clear? Did everybody hear what Seth was asked on his polygraph? That was the question. That was the question. The next question is, with that question being asked and he passed it, how do you suppose these jokers out there in the YouTube streets are going to talk about, he did it, he left, he da-da-da-da-da-da-da? I'm just curious. Now I'm asking that question. Hey, Justin. That's what I played back 5 times to them, Justin. I wanted to make it crystal clear He was also given that by the head of the FBI. These people are a joke. These people are a joke. Because that show that I watched 5 minutes of was a hot mess. And spreading rumors like that is a joke. It's a whole joke. They hear all of it. So again, I have nothing against that person or whatever, but to get on there and flat out lie and to claim, well, maybe they are whoever this lady or whatever whoever she was, I don't know, on there, but to say this stuff, that is unreal. So we're just going to have to agree to disagree. And also, you got to remember, Chris, Mr. Chris, he told Nancy Grace he would voluntarily put it in there. I'm on live. He would voluntarily give a polygraph, and then he did not, right? And then he tried to blame it on TBI and say that he could not do that. They told him not to. But he had already out there somewhere in La La Land, because I heard that too, say that him and Katie both had took one. And then they tried to say they didn't. We're just going to have to agree to disagree. I'll come across that and I'll prove that too, if it's not in one of these videos that I'm showing today. But Seth never refused to take a polygraph test. Not from anyone. He volunteered it. Now, he also volunteered to take one with TBI, but TBI told him there's no sense in it. Hell, Seth also showed, and it's been all over line and everybody's got it, his time card. But then they had to come up with, well, he could he slept, he did this and somebody covered for him. Let me tell you something. It didn't work like that. No way, no shape, no how. Didn't do it. Didn't happen. He didn't leave that facility, y'all. I bet my little finger on it. Chop it off. Okay? It didn't happen. But as far as we see, Chris Proudfoot is the one that don't have no proof and ain't showed shit. Thinks he don't have to show shit, won't show shit. No. Ain't going to. Chris has not wanted to do a lot of things. He has not been willing, has not talked about it, don't think he has to. And that's okay, as he don't have to. He don't have to. He's an American. He's free to do what he wants until he's not anymore, right? It's okay. It's fine. He don't want to talk about his mother. He don't want to talk about his truck. He don't want to talk about nothing except getting over it, getting back, and getting to work and going on and moving on. Moving on. He don't want to talk about that criminal warrant. He don't want to talk about nothing. It's fine. It's fine. Let's move on. Let's all move on. All those things. And hey, it is fine. It's his choice. I'm not accusing him of doing anything, right? I have said before 50 times probably, no matter if he was there, which I think he was, or he was not there. He's got himself a pretty good alibi, and stupid, and I call her Stupid Katie, Stupid Katie gave it right on to him, handed it to him on a silver platter. Gold, actually. Handed it to him all in gold. Her man. She loves her man, don't she? She loves her man. She was so stupid. The whole time she was laying there asleep, he was talking to Tara Lynn. He wasn't even talking to his daughter that night. I think I'm going to play that whole thing again today, just because I want to and just because I can. How about that? I'm not accusing Chris of anything. I ain't calling Chris a dummy. I ain't gonna call him a dummy. I don't think he's a dummy. I'm not accusing him of being a dummy. Why does all of a sudden this information seem to be incorrect is what I want to know. Why is it incorrect? Why is all of a sudden this polygraph so important right now? Why is all of a sudden this polygraph coming out about Seth right now? The head of the FBI done said he passed it. Why? They're the ones that gave it. And they wasn't even, Seth was begging them to take the case. Why now? Oh, why now? The polygraph in question, again, in case you didn't hear and you don't have your ears on for the back of the class, was conducted by Ken Kendall Scholl. He is described as the former head of the entire FBI polygraph program in Washington, D.C. And he's a former special agent with the FBI. And if you want to reach him, you can do so at Ken, K-E-N, at Ken, K-E-N, D-A. Okay, y'all got this? Got your pencil and paper? L-L-I-N. I hope you're writing. VESTIGATIONS.com. Because y'all are working on my last nerve. The truth is the truth is the truth is the truth. You can't put out lies like that. That whole show was a lie. I don't know who put that bug in your ear over there. And listen, this came out on Nancy Grace. To the world, Seth voluntarily took that test and he passed that test. And the FBI, the head Ken that gave it, administered it, told it on Nancy Grace to the world. So stop this shit. Why now? I'm just wondering. Well, we all know. It's Christmas time. Of course it is. Of course it is. People need that ching-a-ling-ling-ling-ling-ling-ling. For God's sakes, let's carry on for a minute, can we? Smiley needs to come down a notch.
Question. You said they hooked you up. What do you mean by that, Seth Rogers?
They put things on my hands. They wrapped cords around me. They had a blood pressure cuff on me to measure my blood pressure, measure my heart rate, my breathing rate, things like that.
How long did it take?
It took a minute.
It took 60 seconds. Could you be precise or more precise? How long do you think it took?
We were there for 3 hours, 4 hours.
That's about right. It's not easy. Okay, sit tight, Seth. And again, thank you for being with us. Out to Kendall Scholl, as I told you, former head of the entire FBI polygraph program in D.C. Kendall, thank you. When we put out the word that Seth Rogers would take a polygraph, we contacted you because of your reputation. You quickly agreed, and I thank you for that. Again,
Thank you,
this
Holly.
was not free.
Thank you.
He was paid to do the polygraph. He owes nothing to anybody. and therefore was not swayed one way or the other. He had never met Seth Rogers before in his life. Mr. Schul, I've looked very carefully at your polygraph report right here. Number one, you start off by saying it was conducted using a comparison question format that meets U.S. government standards. What is a comparison?
Nerdy said Chris told him that he had trouble with the question he was asked in his polygraph about whether he lied to law enforcement before. Are you talking about Chris had the problem or Seth had the problem? Because first of all, how would Chris know what Seth had a problem with? Just asking. And if Chris had a problem, why would he tell anybody he had a problem with that when he can't even prove he took one? I'm just asking. Show Poodles, you and that beautiful poodle gifted 1 membership, honey. Say thank you to whoever got that. Whoop, whoop. I don't know who got it. Let me look here. I have to give y'all this. Listen, let me do this, honey. Let me do something. Hold on. I got to remember. Hold on. Here we go. Hold on. Let me do this to y'all. Hold on. And look, hold on a minute. I want y'all to drop, my mods to drop Seth's link I got on the sweatshirt. Y'all seen it earlier. I can't take Nancy down because then y'all know I go fumbling with my buttons when I make it big. Y'all can be a walking billboard and drop Seth's link and his merch store. This is the hoodie I got over there, okay, for Sebastian. It's got all the things right here. And it's got the hoodie. I got the hoodie one. And it's very soft and comfortable. Y'all go to that Pig Fest. I'm sure the feet will show up and all that. And they can't tell you what to wear, honey. Okay, they might not want you to put out the flyers, but they can't tell you what to wear. Are they gonna make you strip naked? I'm just asking. Just asking for a friend. Just asking. So yeah, go over there and get your shirt. I got mine pretty fast, but even so, even if it won't make it, I think it's the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. But even if it don't get there in time, which it should, today's just the 18th. Well, it might not. It might not. That's 3 days. But anyway, even if it don't, you can be a walking billboard everywhere, honey. And there's T-shirts and all kinds of things. I love mine. I love mine. But hold on. Let's continue. Let's continue.
Comparison question format. What is that?
It's a format that's well accepted by the polygraph community, particularly the American Polygraph Association. There are certain formats that we can use that are more acceptable, that we know are more reliable. And this was one of those, certainly a test format that I would want to use to make sure we're doing everything right.
Thank you, honey, for 9 months.
This is again, a format of polygraph that is widely accepted as a standard in the FBI world and in the polygraph world in general.
So it was Chris that had a problem with it. So it was Chris. I don't know what to believe or to know. Lord have mercy. I don't know. Congratulations, Trooper and Iris's mom. Congratulations. Hello, hello, hello there. Welcome in, everybody coming in. Thank you for being here. Hello, Summers Army. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Today we're talking about it. I know, see, y'all like to talk about Sebastian. Honey, we got to find Sebastian. Where is Sebastian? There is Seth Rogers YouTube and his the store for him. Hello, 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 Hoot 3. How you been doing, honey? How you been doing? I love to see all of Sebastian's army over here. Leslie, keep it real. Hello, hello, hello. So let's talk. I don't know what was going on or what Nerdy Addict was thinking. Again, everything that was on there was not correct. It's just not. So I'm just wondering. None of that was correct. And why is this coming out now? Does anybody not, does anybody not have anything to talk about? Anything else? Does nobody have any content in Sebastian's that they can put together? Can they not use their head? Can they not talk about any other cases or any other children or any other victims? Or can they not use common sense to create something else about Sebastian? Can they not just simply, when there's no news, just share his poster? Can they not create anything from time to time and put it out? I mean, I understand it's coming Christmas time and you want the dollars, the bucks. I understand that, but come on, people. Come on. I'm sorry. Do you not remember? Do you not remember that a polygraph don't even hold up in court anyway? So we are almost 2 years into this, unfortunately, and it's sad. It's sad. Sebastian needs to be found either way. Now, Seth is not giving up hope. That is his child. He's doing everything he can, believe it or not. But it is sick that you have to pull up around 2 months before Christmas. That's when October, everybody starts coming out of the woodwork to get their money hustle on and make money off of people's children and talk about something so stupid as a polygraph test and talk about creators sleeping with creators and stupidness on a missing child. It is ridiculous. It shows who you are. It is maddening. This is why I lose sleep. We are almost 2 years into this, unfortunately. Seth, as you heard, passed his polygraph test, which will not even matter in a court of law, even if he did anything, which he did not. Same goes for Chris. Same goes for Katie. Period. It's not even going to matter. The only thing that mattered is in the beginning, all three of them showing their willingness to do it or to not to do it. It made them look suspicious or not suspicious. And right now, to this day, even Seth Rogers will tell you they are all three. Yes, even Seth, all three still not cleared, period. And that's okay with Seth. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. You don't have to lie. You don't have to add to the story. You don't have to take away from the story. It's really, really that simple. The truth is the truth. Look, this is the truth. The bottom line is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is still missing from his home. He's still missing from under his mother, Katie Lynn Proudfoot's roof, and missing under his mother, Katie Lynn Proudfoot's Apple Watch since February 25th, 2024 from Stafford Court in Hendersonville, Tennessee. That's the truth, the God's truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. After having an exhaustive day for anybody, much less a 15-year-old autistic boy, that was a lot for him. He was reported missing by his stepfather, not even his mother. His stepfather, Chris Proudfoot, who was allegedly in Memphis, Tennessee, allegedly, who knew nothing, absolutely nothing, but seemed to know every single thing, every single second. Make that make sense? I don't know, y'all. That's the truth, the God's honest truth. So help me, God. But yes, Seth took his polygraph test and he passed it. I don't care what his mama said, and I'm talking about Seth Rogers' mama. I don't care what Chris Proudfoot said. I don't care what Katie Proudfoot said. I don't care what the hater said. I don't care what Nerdy Addict said. I don't care what anybody said. I care what the police said. And I care what the head of FBI said who administered the test. That's what I care. We're going to play this other one. Hold on.
When I put Sebastian's father, Seth, on the hot seat on national TV
this might be the same
and
one.
asked
Hold
him,
on.
would he
Hold
be
on.
willing to take a polygraph? He said yes. He did take a polygraph. Straight back out to Seth
wait a minute.
Rogers. Joining us is Sebastian's
Hold on.
father.
That's not it.
And now joining us is a literally, in the last hour, a new search has been launched for missing autistic boy Sebastian Rogers. Why? Why is there a new search recanvassing areas that have already been searched? Could it have anything to do with the fact that Sebastian's glasses may have been found? And right now, controversy swirling about a polygraph. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. Thank you for being with us here at Crime Stories. Joining me, an all-star panel to make sense of what we know right now, but I do know this. I don't need an expert to tell me that there has been an alert that went out to media. A new search is taking place right now as we speak for Sebastian Rogers, the missing autistic boy. What does that mean? Is there new information that has not been released to us? Has a location been identified that is more important than other locations? This is unusual for
That
a
woman.
research
I don't know who you're
of an
talking about.
area that may have
But
already
I don't usually
been
try to get
searched.
in who
What
works for who.
precipitated the
I
new
don't know their
search?
staff. I'm gonna
This,
be
as we
honest with you.
learn, glasses, eyeglasses have been found. Are they Sebastian's? First of all, on the new search, joining me, Lauren Conlon, investigative reporter and host of The Outlier. Lauren, thank you for being with us. I understand that a new search has just been launched. Who, what, where, when, why? Tell me.
Yes. So as you said, Nancy, it's in Hendersonville and it's the same areas, and it's sheriffs in Sumner County and counties all over, and it's EMS workers and it's more volunteers. And I believe it is the Sumner County EMS is saying 6 to 10 miles and so on. So this happened this morning. This is breaking news. They are saying has nothing to do with the press conference yesterday with the glasses found, but that is all we know.
Guys, when you hear Lauren Conlon, who's been on the case from the very beginning of missing autistic boy Sebastian Rogers, when you hear her say volunteers, there's a caveat to that. They are law enforcement, EMTs, people in the criminal law business, all banding together for a new search. This, as we learn, that glasses have been found, glasses found. That could be very significant. And joining me is someone who is acutely aware of all the facts surrounding that pair of glasses. Seth Rogers is with us. Seth is Sebastian's biological father. And you may have gone online and seen Seth. At first you see nothing but densely forested woodland. And then you realize it's Seth Rogers out there on foot looking for his son. He hasn't quit. He took a brief respite over Easter break, and now he's back at it. Seth Rogers, thank you for being with us. You can find him at Sebastian Strong. Seth, tell me about the discovery of the glasses.
My volunteers found them in Gallatin at around 210 Hut Street on Monday.
Seth, no offense, but you're speaking Greek to me. Okay. Where is that? Where is that in relation to Sebastian's home where he was living with his mother, Miss Proudfoot?
It's about 14 miles from his mom's residence. It's not in Hendersonville.
Now, Seth Rogers, you were telling me it's about 14 miles that Sebastian shared with his mother and his stepfather, the Proudfoots. Had he recently gotten new glasses, or am I seeing, Seth Rogers, his actual glasses?
They were close enough that I asked the Sumner County to bag and tag them. I mean, when I saw them through the pictures from my volunteers,
yes, let's keep Sebastian in our prayers. Thank you, Tam. Here,
anybody.
Love you, girl. Thank you for the
sheriff,
chat.
and I told them to put on some gloves, put them in a bag, and bring them in. And that's what they did. They took pictures around the area to show where they were laying and how they were laying on the street, so they would have some type of recollection on where they were placed or left at, or however they needed. And they brought them into where our volunteers gather every morning, and chain of evidence was completed, and they took them in.
Guys, joining us is Sebastian's biological father, Seth Rogers. Seth, I want to circle back to what you said. These glasses were found about 14 miles from where Sebastian resided with his mother and stepfather. A volunteer found them. Were you on the search when the volunteer found them?
I was not with the group.
Oh, enjoy the simple things. Thank you so much. Hi, Smiley. Been a while.
In a forested area? Were they?
I've called up.
Street? Were they thrown by the side of the street?
Enjoy the simple things.
They were on the side of the road.
People make me so
Is it
crazy.
in a
paid?
Me
residential
too.
area.
Thank you. Thank you for the
Mhm.
super chat. Thank you so much.
So,
I love
okay,
you. Thank
you just
you.
clarified something for me. It's in a residential area, like a cul-de-sac?
Hold on. Let me stop this a minute.
I don't believe it was a cul-de-sac, but I believe it's
Hold on. Let me stop this for a minute. Hold on just a minute, y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for your support. Y'all go over there and show Seth some love on his merch too, and show Sebastian some love. Hold on just a minute. Hold on. Hold on just a minute. Thank you so much. I love y'all so much. Thank you. I love having all my people here. Thank you for your support for Sebastian. Show some love with all the green hearts and praying hands for him too. And Seth, don't forget, please.
Hutch Court, so I believe it was leading into a cul-de-sac.
If you were in a car, how long would it take you to get from where Sebastian lived with his mom to where the glasses were found?
Depending on traffic, probably about 14, 15 minutes.
Guys, you're seeing an overview of Sebastian's neighborhood. Of course, we're talking about an area that has hills, some mountains, so it's not always as simple as it sounds to go 14 miles. It could take 14 minutes. It could take an hour if you have to go over a hill to get there. But long story short, he's telling us about 15 minutes from home. Do you believe Sebastian has ever walked through this area?
I have no idea. I don't even know what's in the area.
I wonder if he had any friends there. But you believe these glasses are
Isn't
similar enough
that's a pretty
to
good
the
little
glasses we're seeing
walk
that you
from
asked for them to be bagged?
where
Were
he
they
lives,
cracked?
though,
Were they
in my
broken
opinion.
in any way?
No, ma'am. They had some scratch marks on the inside of the nose piece, and that was it. The lenses weren't scratched. There was no scuff marks on the outside of them.
Guys, you are hearing Seth Rogers. This is Sebastian's bio dad speaking about a discovery this weekend, a discovery regarding Sebastian's glasses. Now, the reality is, it is a simple matter to determine if these are really his. Seth is telling us they look enough like them that they could very well be his, and they've been taken into evidence. To make sure, what we do is take the lens out and compare it to his last diagnosis and his last lens prescription to find out, are these really Sebastian's glasses? And if so, why were they there? Also, we're going to be looking for prints. We're going to be looking for any DNA at all on these glasses. What, if anything, can they tell us? Back to
Thank you
Lauren
so
Conlon,
much for
guys. Right
ordering
now, as
the
we are
shirt. Thank you
speaking,
so
a new search is
much.
underway for Sebastian. Lauren Conlon joining us from The Outlier. Lauren, any idea what sparked a new search?
I mean, I think people at this point, and obviously Seth Rogers included, are so worried and so concerned, especially after hearing about the glasses. So I personally think this also has to do with the Cajun Navy last week saying, okay, we're going to step back, we're going to regroup, we're not going to stop. And so in turn, I think more people, more organizations stepped up to help.
Right.
And sorry, go ahead. This is, I am.
So bottom line,
beyond,
we don't know. Maybe the glasses, maybe the fact the Cajun Navy is stepping back, but we know the search is happening right now, and we know where the search is. It's an area that has already been searched, which I find very, very intriguing. Why are they researching a particular area? Guys, in addition to Lauren Conlon and Seth Rogers, joining us is Dave Mack, crimeonline.com investigative reporter, who has also been on the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers from the very, very beginning. Dave Mack, let me just say, At the outset, recently, the stepfather, Mr. Proudfoot, stated that he would take a polygraph if we set it up. As a matter of fact, take a listen to this. Have the two of you taken a polygraph?
I have.
I have not.
Do I need to play this 50, 11 times? Do y'all hear this? Or do I need to play this one 50, 11 times out of Chris Proudfoot's mouth? Are we crystal clear? And then, thank God, this is the video. We're fixing to hear this, okay? I think everybody can hear. Okay. All right. Let me put it back on mute. Thank you.
Would you be willing to?
I've offered and volunteered on many occasions to take a polygraph, and I was told directly by law enforcement because of my whereabouts, I did not need one.
I understand. Ms. Proudfoot, did you pass your polygraph?
I did.
Okay, now listen to this. He says, I've offered and volunteered on many occasions to take a polygraph. I was told directly by law enforcement because of my whereabouts, I did not need one. Listen to more. And Mr. Proudfoot, you have volunteered to take a poly?
Yes, ma'am.
If I were to set up a poly for you, would you take it?
Name the place and time, ma'am. I'll be there.
Well, we did.
Okay. Are we in the twilight zone, or does everybody hear that, or do I need to replay that? Because I'm bringing you the receipts and I don't know where the mix-up has been. Because see, Smiley may have not have talked about this Sebastian Rogers case in a little while, but Smiley was on Sebastian Rogers' case from day one, honey. I was on this case from day one. Uno, O-N-E. So I can tell you all about Sebastian Rogers' case. Okay? Thank you.
Mack, crimeonline.com investigative reporter who has also been on the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers from the very, very beginning. Dave Mack, let me just say at the outset, recently, the stepfather, Mr. Proudfoot, stated that he would take
let me
a
say
polygraph
this. I'm going to be a smart ass today.
It up. As a matter of fact,
actually, it's even pissed me off, and I don't mind saying so. Some people has even come in and built theirself off of my channel. So smile around and find out about it. I know all about this case. Thank you very much. Now, unsub some more, okay? I don't really give a damn.
take a listen to this. Have the two of you taken a polygraph?
I have.
I have not.
Would you be willing to?
I've offered and
Thank you,
volunteered on many
sweetheart.
occasions to
Thank
take a
you.
polygraph, and I was told
I missed you
directly
too.
by
Thank
law
you for being a member for
enforcement
9 months and
because of
sticking
my
around.
whereabouts.
Thank you.
I did not need one.
And thank you for understanding.
I understand.
There's
Ms.
others out
Proudfoot,
there.
did you
Thank
pass
you.
your polygraph?
I did.
Okay, now listen to this. He says, I've offered and volunteered on many occasions to take a polygraph. I was told directly by law enforcement because of my whereabouts, I did not need one. Listen to more. And Mr. Proudfoot, you have volunteered to take a poly?
Yes, ma'am.
If I were to set up a poly for you, would you take it?
Name the place and time, ma'am. I'll be there.
Well,
Boom.
we did. We did that. We set up a polygrapher, a very well-respected polygrapher, a place and a time. Mr. Proudfoot tells us that he has been instructed by the TBI not to be on with us today and ask for help finding his son, his stepson, and not to take a polygraph. I've never heard of that. I always loved it when witnesses, targets, or defendants, anybody would take a polygraph. If I want my own polygraph, I will get one as an assistant district attorney. So I find that very curious that he would be dissuaded
Thank you, honey.
from
Thank
asking
you, beautiful
for
show
the help
poodles.
from the
Thank you
public,
for 7 months.
as we see a volunteer search launching right now with law enforcement, and not to take a polygraph. Now, very curious. Dave Mack, didn't Mr. Proudfoot, Chris Proudfoot, Sebastian Rogers' stepfather, didn't he tell us he would take the polygraph anywhere, anytime? Isn't that true?
Yep. He said it. Anywhere, if you name the place, I'll be there.
He also told us, should I believe him or my lying ears, that he has never taken a polygraph before. Didn't he tell us that?
That's what he said. He told you that.
Okay. Dave Mack, crimeonline.com investigative reporter, did he not tell another outlet he had already taken a polygraph and passed it?
Yep, he sure did. Exact words.
Explain,
he said somebody
please.
asked. He did interviews. He did a number of interviews, Nancy, when and in this one particular, asked about, have you taken a polygraph? He said, somebody asked the question. This is a direct quote. Was a polygraph taken and has it been passed? Yes. I didn't specify who or when, but what I can tell you, everything has been vetted completely. Polygraphs have come back as passed.
Hey,
so I'm
Cassie.
confused as in why they're all wondering if myself, my wife, and the biological father took one.
I love you.
Exact words. That's what he said.
Okay, but Seth Rogers, this is Sebastian's dad, his bio dad. Sebastian, Seth, I don't understand that, because he told me he would take a polygraph if I set it up. I set it up. I went through a lot of hoops to get it set up. One convenient to him in the area where he says he's working. Then he wouldn't take it and blames the TBI. So now I find out he's told other outlets he's taken one and passed. Do you know the truth?
I don't. I really don't know, but I'll tell you what. I volunteered to take polygraph. I was told that I wasn't. I didn't need to because they have my location and whereabouts, but I still volunteered. And if somebody wants me to take one, that's something of my own free will. I haven't been told by TBI that I can't take one.
I want to find out about Mr. Proudfoot hitting Sebastian with a belt. What happened?
That was actually several years ago, and it
To
was
Mr. Proudfoot. To Mr. Proudfoot. To Mr.
Liar,
Proudfoot.
liar.
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Proudfoot, what happened?
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I thought you were asking Katie. Sebastian had gotten in trouble. He got caught lying. And I had asked him, I said, hey, you got to have a punishment for this. He says, yes, sir. And I said, okay. So I gave him a swat with a belt on his buttocks on the outside of his clothes. One swat.
Okay. One swat on the rear end with a belt. Okay. Listen to more. Was that the first time you had ever hit him with a belt?
Yes, ma'am. The one and only time, actually.
When was this?
Years ago, ma'am.
Any idea how many? 3, 10, 1?
It probably at least 3 years ago.
I don't understand how that turned into a CPS or Child Protective Services complaint. How were they
That
alerted
that
that you hit him with a belt?
that did not turn into a CPS service call.
But didn't it? I've got a lot of things I need to dissect very quickly. Dave Mack, you and I have been scouring the internet and speaking to various witnesses. Mr. Proudfoot tells me to my face that he hit Sebastian with a belt. This is an autistic boy. An autistic boy. Do they, at his level of severity of autism, and I've got an expert, Courtney Lasky, is going to explain this to me. I did not teach this in law school. How would that affect a child with autism? But that said, I want to focus on what I'm hearing, Dave Mack. Help me, Dave. I'm hearing that it happened years ago. In both of those quotes where you heard Chris Proudfoot speaking, he said several years ago. Then he says, when I press him on that, he says at least 3 years ago. However, he stated a different scenario to a different person. Explain, Dave Mack.
He did a YouTube interview, and in that interview, he described the actual belt whack. And, you know, in your interview, he said that the belt whack did not lead to a CPS call. However, in this other interview...
No, stop. I asked you about the age of Sebastian when Sebastian was hit with a belt. One thing at a time, brother. The age of Sebastian. He said it was 3 years ago.
He said in another interview that the 15-year-old boy was upset. He was in trouble. He said,
what he told me,
15 and in trouble. He was describing why Sebastian was mad about the punishment, the whack. And he said, 15-year-old boy, punishment. Now, that's not 3 years ago. That's within the last 12 months.
That is within the same year that Sebastian goes missing. That
also,
is a
like
significant point.
And in your interview, Katie agreed with him. She was saying, yeah, at least 3 years.
Yes, she did. You're right. You're absolutely
December
right.
7th.
What? What's that?
His birthday, December 7th. He just turned 15.
Okay,
Right.
The significance of that is that he had not been 15 that long, according to this, when he got whacked with a belt. So, does it matter when he got whacked with a belt? To me, it matters if you're telling two different stories. That's what matters. I've never been hit or hit anyone with a belt. And I remember the last time either one of my children were spanked. It was Lucy, because she clobbered John David in the head with a piece of wood. She turned around and looked at me and went, is that it, basically? Because I was spanking her through a huge diaper. Okay, it didn't work, so that was the last smack. Long story short, there's a whole scenario that I need to talk with Ms. Lasky about, hitting a child that is autistic with a belt, or any child with a belt, for Pete's sake. But that said, what's concerning me now is two different stories. And as Dave Mack first said, we've got a CPS issue. Because if you will recall, Dave Mack, in that last sound I played of Mr. Proudfoot speaking to me, I said, how did that turn into a CPS, Child Protective Services complaint? And he says, that did not turn into a CPS complaint. But wait a minute. He's told a different story to a different person. Tell me, Dave Mack, and make sure you're right.
Describing the belt whack, the specific belt whack, hit him one time with the belt, and Chris Proudfoot said, that Sebastian went to school, told a teacher what had happened, and he actually says the school, they're an automatic reporter, and they reported it to CPS. He went further to say that night, when they were sitting down to dinner, a CPS worker came to their house.
He sure did.
To their house. And by the way, he added, they knew the CPS worker because she had been to the house before. He
Yep.
went on to explain heroically how he didn't get in trouble, but that this caseworker allegedly took Sebastian outside and told him, "You can't tell lies about people. You'll get in trouble yourself."
Yes.
So the story from Chris Proudfoot in this other version is that he spanked Sebastian. Sebastian went to school and told a teacher. Teacher reported it to CPS. CPS came out to their house that night while they're eating dinner and didn't even want to hear Chris Proudfoot's side of the story. He said, "I already know what happened," and took Sebastian outside and talked to him. The boy
Reprimanded
needed help, and there
Sebastian.
was
Yep.
nobody helping, apparently.
Okay, Liz, if you don't mind, could you play 23 for me one more time? Listen to Sebastian's stepfather, Mr. Proudfoot. Was that the first time you had ever hit him with a belt?
Yes, ma'am. The one and only time, actually.
When was this?
Years ago, ma'am.
Any idea how many? 3, 10, 1?
It probably at least 3 years ago.
I don't understand how that turned into a CPS or Child Protective Services complaint. How were they alerted that you hit him with a belt?
That did not turn into a CPS service call.
As we go to air right now, we are learning a new search is being conducted by LA law enforcement volunteers, apparently recanvassing an area that has already been searched. Why? Why the focus on that one area? Joining me in the last moments, Brian Trasher joining us, VP of the United Cajun Navy. Brian, you and I have been talking a lot is happening. One, you called off the search one day just before the search started. And two, there's a lot of hate going on against the Cajun Navy. I don't get it. You're out there on your own time, volunteering,
only the parents would
trying
know
to
that.
help find Sebastian or a clue of Sebastian. Somebody is full of a lot of hate for volunteers, which proves no good deed goes unpunished. And I'm hearing, by the way, the same thing, something similar from Seth Rogers, who is Sebastian's bio dad. The searches are being torpedoed. I don't understand it. Number one, Brian Trasher, why has the Cajun Navy pulled out of a search?
Well, just to be clear, we gave up or called off leading the public searches. So we're no longer putting out a public call for volunteers and leading searches with volunteers. We did have some volunteers that were threatened, despite what the local PD said in their press conference. We did have some credible threats. We have recordings of telephone threats. We have surveillance video of in-person threats. I know that it was said that there was no police report filed. There was a police report filed about a threat with Metro Nashville PD. It's not clear as to whether those departments share information with each other, but we did provide a copy of that report with your producers just to show that we are telling the truth. Why the hate? I think that there are some people out there who make money off of tragedies. And when volunteer groups come in and try to take over and help, I think it takes away from their potential revenue. And when you mess with people's money, they get mad. I think that's just part of it. I had a conversation with Seth Rogers on Easter Sunday. He has his own theories about why himself and other volunteer groups are being impeded in the search for Sebastian, about why they're receiving so much online hate. I'll let Seth speak for himself and his own experience.
Yes, we'll do that. I want to talk to you about you and the Cajun Navy. I heard some of the threats myself, recorded threats. But could you succinctly, in a nutshell, explain what type of threats have been leveled against members of the Cajun Navy who are out trying to find Sebastian?
Basically just a lot of, we're going to run you out of town. We're going to dox you. We're going to, tell everybody where your family lives, things like that. But, Nancy, what we've found is that we've run background checks on all the people that have made these threats. They thought they could remain anonymous, and they're all career criminals. They all have rap sheets a mile long. So criminal activity is nothing new to them. So
I
it
don't
doesn't
know,
surprise us that
honestly. I
they would
never
have the
saw any.
gumption to
Did
go
y'all
ahead and
see
make
any down
threats like
there,
this.
Gina?
But I think what they were mistaken is when they thought there was going to be no retaliation. And when we basically started exposing these people and putting information out there, boy, they really freaked out. So, my message to those people making threats, if you'll stop lying about the United Cajun Navy, we'll stop telling the truth about you.
Okay, you know what? I don't really care.
I will say I was there a
who's
lot
lying on
when
who.
my mom was
Those just
sick,
words.
and I never saw
I
any.
care about
I'm just saying.
finding Sebastian, and I
Correct.
care about someone trying to torpedo the search, be it with law enforcement, with the Cajun Navy, with Seth Rogers, the biological father of Sebastian. Seth Rogers, you've told me that someone is also trying to sabotage your search for your own son. What's happening?
Somebody doesn't want me to find my son. They have been there's things that have been coming in off the internet that I need to stop searching for him. I've had people following me around since I would say day 9, day 10. People have been following me around. Once I started getting volunteers to help me, they started following around my volunteers, trying to be an intimidative factor. And now I found out that not only that, but they're going back to where we've already flyered, and they're taking the flyers down.
Okay, I don't know what to make of this. Brian Trasher is the vice president of the United Cajun Navy. Okay, and there have been many incarnations of the Cajun Navy, but this is what I know. This group is out searching for Sebastian. They called off part of the search because they perceived threats. Now the bio dad, Seth, is telling me that flyers have been torn down for Sebastian. I don't understand that. What's happening, Brian?
Yeah, I mean, as you heard us say in the past, you now heard Sebastian's father, Seth, say that there are, without question, people in the local community, whether the locals or not remains to be seen, but there are people there in Sumner County that do not want this boy found, and they want people who are searching for him to stop, and they've resorted to threats to try to make them stop. Fortunately, it hasn't worked because we still have people out there looking, and I know Seth is not going to stop looking for his son.
Guys, take a listen to what Dave Mack from Crime Online has to say.
The United Cajun Navy surprised many people that showed up for a recent search in Hendersonville for Sebastian Rogers. Just before people were preparing to gather, the United Cajun Navy came out with a post on Facebook and said they were calling off their search for Sebastian Rogers over security reasons. Pressed for more details, the United Cajun Navy said they are concerned over the security for their staff and volunteers, as some are getting death threats online and in person. They said they were going to regroup in a few days and decide how best to move forward.
Again, no good deed going unpunished. Why would people tear down flyers that have been placed up by Sebastian's father looking for him, and the toll-free numbers and descriptions of the boy? Why is this happening? And why is the Cajun Navy being threatened? I want to figure out, Brian Trasher, how you picked that particular area to search.
It was a combination of some information when we first got there that Seth provided, some areas that he had showed us that had already been searched, and areas that he felt would be good to search. Other areas were just kind of triangulating from the last known location of the young man at his home, and trying to figure out some places he would have been easy for him to walk to, places that he frequented before. We knew that there were some places that he liked to visit, but from what his mother said, he didn't have a history of wandering off without telling anybody. So we wanted to make sure that we were searching every nook and cranny that we could to find this boy.
What can you tell me about that retention pond? There were reports a dog had hit on the retention pond. The pond was drained and nothing was found. Do I have that correct?
I don't have any information with regards to that. I know there's been a lot of confusion about when dogs hit and where and things like that. We go with the information that we have at the time. My understanding is that that pond was drained and nothing was found there. But Seth might be able to tell you a little bit more about some of the areas that the dogs searched closer to the home and if there were confirmed hits or not.
Welcome back, everybody. Seth Roger joining us. This is Sebastian Rogers' biological father. You can find him at Sebastian Strong. Seth, again, thank you for being with us so much. I mean, when you're searching for a missing child, I like the focus to be on what is being done to find the child. What can we do to help find the child? But instead, there's all this controversy surrounding the search for Sebastian. And I find that very odd that people are not pulling together to try to find Sebastian. But that said, can you please shed some light on the search that occurred around the Proudfoot home? Did dogs hit on areas around the home and leading to the retention pond?
I was first told by one of the dog handlers that their dog did hit on a scent that took him over into the construction area to a retention pond. I was later told by law enforcement that it was a false hit. I was also informed that they searched that pond where the dog went to and they did not find anything. And I was told that they were going to actually go back and drain that retention pond, and they had drained a separate retention pond with no luck in finding it.
So you think they may have already drained 2 ponds?
Yes, ma'am.
The reason I'm asking, Seth, is because your ex, Ms. Proudfoot, stated that the dog hit and got Sebastian's scent around the home. Now I'm hearing it didn't. Was that hit at the retention pond, the false hit, or was it around their home?
I'm being told by law enforcement that the dog hit to the retention pond was a false hit. And that
Do
the
you
dog
know of any hit by the dogs around the Proudfoot home at all?
Not on the outside.
Were there hits on the inside?
I believe so.
Okay, there should have been. Now, this is my conundrum, Seth. If there are no hits for Sebastian outside the Proudfoot home, that would suggest he did not leave the home. Earlier, I was asking the Proudfoots about their vehicles, what's their make, model, and year, to determine if there was a navigation system in those vehicles that could tell me if the vehicles left the home that night. That's what I was getting at. I don't know the answer to that yet, but I believe that there were. You're telling me you were not told of any canine hit around the home. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That's critical. Joining me, Dr. Sherry Schwartz, forensic psychologist who specializes in forensic psychology, capital mitigation, and victim advocacy at panthermitigation.com. Dr. Sherry, this search for Sebastian, if he is alive, he could still be saved. But it is degrading into a lot of infighting amongst searchers. I don't understand that.
I don't understand it either, and I certainly am no expert in these kinds of searches, but it doesn't seem to me that I've ever heard of anything so vitriolic in the behavior of people searching to find a missing teenager. One of the things that seems to be happening is there seems to be maybe a little bit of territory, protecting their territory type thing, wanting maybe to be the organization.
Dr. Sherry,
yes,
they're out in the middle of the woods. Whose territory is that? Nobody.
No, I agree with you 100%, Nancy. The thing is, we know now that trolling is a thing. people troll. I don't understand why this situation would attract trolls and for people to make threats when everybody just wants to find this little boy, preferably alive. It seems to me that people should be jumping in to help. So I don't have an explanation for that other than that when they can remain anonymous, relatively anonymous, the trolling seems to increase. But as Brian pointed out earlier, when these people are exposed, all of a sudden they back off because they don't want to be known as trolls.
Another question to you, Seth Rogers. This is Sebastian's biological father who has been out on foot searching for his son. Seth, did you say you have or have not, would not take a polygraph?
I would.
Wonderful. If I set one up for you, will you take the polygraph?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because you know I will hold this against you if you then don't take the polygraph.
Yes,
Right?
ma'am.
You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I want to know where everybody really was that night. For instance, if Mr. Proudfoot was where he says he is, or says he was, at work near Memphis, I believe he would have been in his RV. Is that your understanding, Seth?
That would be my understanding.
Joining me right now, a special guest, Courtney Lasky, board certified behavior analyst, autism expert, chief clinical officer.
Okay. That's what I wanted. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. And that was the first one. So Seth, said he would, and he did. And she said she wanted to know where everybody was. Chris said he would, and he didn't. Why wouldn't he show where he was? So Chris is the only one. Let me get this down because this wrecks my nerves here. Oh, that's on the comments. Sorry. So Chris is the only one. No, it's on banner. Okay. Chris is the only one who said he would and didn't, and still hasn't. Why is that? Why is that? Mr. Chris, why is that? Because you don't have to, because you want to get on with life, all of the above. Just asking for a few million people. Where's Sebastian? Anybody? And why was Katie driving around with her windows up? Chris, don't you even find that strange? She couldn't even stay with the program. Just curious. Not saying anybody's guilty, Chris, but you are guilty of being a butthead, in my opinion. Just saying. Just saying. So there you have it, folks. Seth took his polygraph test. There should not be any more questions about that whatsoever. It was done. And we know. Thank you so much, Holly, for being a member for 9 months. Yeah, everybody is lying for them, for the Proudfoots. And there's no sense in it. You don't have to add anything. You don't have to add anything. You don't have to take away anything. Again, why? And why now? That is old news. But that one show was a joke. Was a joke. But yes, the poly was took. It was passed. And if I remember correctly, I have nothing against Nerdy, but if I remember correctly, Nerdy's the one that come up in them billboard. And Millie's going to have to remind me about this. I had one guest on my panel. You know who I'm talking about, Millie. Is this where this come up at? About the billboards in the other case, oh my God. Maybe it is. And that's where I got dragged and they were a crack pipe. I'm just saying. Was that the same one? Oh, Lord, have mercy. Y'all, Pig Fest is coming up. Y'all go out, support Sebastian, support Seth. If you can, go over at Seth's, get a shirt, get a coffee mug. Y'all do that. Keep Sebastian's name and face out there. Share this live. Keep sharing his photos. Keep sharing his flyers. I know there's people out there talking. Listen. Share the truth. The truth. That's why I slowed down a little bit. I get too passionate. You see here? I get upset. I get too passionate about this, especially when it's lies. Sebastian on my screen, his story is not over. He needs to be found. Somebody knows where he's at. He went missing on his mom's watch. Again, the Apple Watch that's missing under his mom's roof. So many things happened to him under his mom's roof. From California to Tennessee. So many things happened to him. Y'all are blaming the wrong people. There is a reward out there from the FBI, $50,000. But there is a combination reward out there that nobody talks about. And I think it's about, because I got the O flyer in front of me, but I think it's about $500,000 total reward from at night. Anyway, you can call the TBI, 1-800-TBI-FIND. You can send tips to tipstbi@tips.gov. And you can also call at night at 1-844-922-8226. But please share. And if you know something, please say something. Thank you for joining me today. I will be back. Thank you all for your support of this channel. Every one of you for being members, any donations that you donated. Thank you. Thank you. I noticed you. I see you all. I'm so glad I got to see you all in Sebastian's live. I see you. I see you. I see you. I'm so glad you caught a live. I'm so glad if you're coming in on replay, if you will be watching the replay. Thank you for dropping the emojis. Keep dropping them. Keep coming back. Share, like, do all the free things. Subscribe. Keep his name and face out there. Talk about him. If you're in Tennessee, sport these shirts. No matter where you get them. I hope you'll go over there and support Seth's channel and sport these shirts, these mugs, whatever. I really do. The truth is the truth. Don't add, don't take away. Just let it be. Let it be. The truth will come to light. I will be back. I'll see you in the streets. Damn it, Smiley may have to come back on here and pull out more. Because I can't stand this lying. Can't stand this lying. I've been here from day one. Just because I backed off don't mean I stopped. Told y'all I didn't stop. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to be here to the end. But y'all want to bring me back out? Keep lying. Keep lying. I'm always here for Sebastian. I'm Team Sebastian. Sebastian. And I will never sell my soul to the devil. Period. I ain't signed shit. I ain't gonna sign shit. I will say what I say, when I say, how I say, not what nobody tells me to do. I'm me, and I'm real, especially when it comes to this case. The truth is the truth. Now, I'll see y'all in the streets. Thank you, and y'all have a great evening. Bye.